everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn, the show where we take an actor and we discuss what we think are their top 3 roles. My name is Frank.
And I'm Peter.
All right, Peter, before we get started today, I do want to throw a question at you. It's this thing we've been doing.
It's becoming a thing.
It's becoming a thing. So, folks, this thing we've been doing, one of us throws a question at the other one, think about, and then we talk about it at the end.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like we know it's coming, and sometimes I feel like I have to throw one at him before he throws one at me, so that I make him ponder during the show.
I got to be a little quicker on this.
He's got to
throw the question out before he can.
Anyway, so my question is for you to think about. Tell me a movie that you know that you should see. You haven't gotten around to it quite yet, but you know that it's one of these movies that you need to see before you die. So think about that.
It'd be a shameful thing, and it would be in your obituary if you didn't see it.
It would be just like, if heaven forbid you got hit by a bus today.
Gotcha.
It'd be like, oh no, he never saw Porky's 2. So, which I thought answered a lot of questions from the first
It
Porky's.
did.
I really think it did. Tied up a lot of loose ends. So that's what I want you to think about.
Porky's 2. I'll be thinking about it.
Exactly. So think about that movie. So the actor that we're doing today is Toni Collette. And fine actor. She's been in a lot of great stuff over a long period of time. Lots of different genres that she seems to hit, which is kind of cool. I'm feeling very talky today, so I'm going to feel like I want to go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to assert that because I'm Captain America today. So, So, Toni Collette. Toni Collette is fantastic. She is, like I said, she's been in a lot of different stuff, a lot of different genres. But I think that the genre that suits her best is sort of the family drama one. I've seen her in comedies, and I've seen her in period pieces. Murder mystery, Knives Out, she was great, but that's not one of my 3. I think that she's great as sort of the put upon mom. Character in a film, and I think that's where she shines, to be honest. She sort of carries
a certain look.
Yeah, she carries that weirdness very well, and I'm not sure if that's
positive.
If that's a positive or a negative.
Yeah.
So, but the first one that comes to mind for me is Little Miss Sunshine. Which, in preparation for this, full disclosure, I watched again last night, so it is freshest of mine. But it was the one that I hadn't seen probably since it came out. 2006. 2006. Fantastic movie. A lot of great people in there. You got Craig Kinnear, you got Steve Carell. You've got Abigail Breslin. She's so young in that. Alan Arkin. Everyone in that is fantastic.
Gets it out of the park, too.
And her portrayal of the mom trying to deal with that family. She's got the very foul-mouthed, cantankerous father-in-law in Alan Arkin. Yes. She's got her husband who's on the brink of he's just ready to grab at that brass ring of fake brass and failure, and he's just not going to get it. He's letting success slip away and just capturing the glory of defeat. Yeah. And the daughter who wants to do beauty pageants, and she's just this average kid, as I body shame a 7-year-old Abigail Breslin, who I found out, because I like reading the little IMDb trivia things at the end, she actually wore a fat suit for that role.
Oh, a little padding there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. Yeah. And Paul Dano as the quiet 15-year-old son who's taken a vow of silence.
Yes. Yeah.
So she's really great in that, I'm just really trying to hold it all together. And then the Greg Kinnear dad character finds out that his 9 steps to success or whatever self-help foolishness he's trying to plug is just not going to be successful. And so she's like, damn it. It's like, again, she's great there. And I think that she, that I think is a really exemplary role of this example that I'm trying to make. Another one that I think suits that is her role in About a Boy.
Okay.
Where she doesn't handle it so well. I mean, usually I typically think about that movie. I'm like, oh yeah, Hugh Grant is pretty funny and mean to the kid at first, and that dynamic between Hugh Grant and the kid Nicholas Holt is it's a pretty interesting relationship. Yeah. But then there's this suicidal, depressed mom on the edge, and Toni Collette I think carries that off just beautifully. So yeah, again that same. Mom just trying to make it all work and in this case, just hitting her wall and deciding that she's just not going to make it. So, again, it's that. And then, of course, we can't talk about Toni Collette without talking about The Sixth Sense. Mm-hmm. So, this is the second time this movie has come up in our show, as we talked about Bruce Willis a few episodes ago. So it just sort of shows, so many great performances in that movie. And again, she's trying to support her son who's having all sorts of issues, and he's seeing dead people.
Or so he claims.
But again, he's an awkward little kid, and she's a single mom trying to make that all work. And I just really think that she's got one of these. She carries herself in such a way that you can tell that she's very compassionate. She's very caring, and that the shoulders that she's trying to carry the weight of the world on she's so close to the brink, and she's just trying to get it together. And she's done similar roles, like I said, in Knives Out. She's a little bit more selfish in that because she's she wants the money. And in Hereditary, did you ever see Hereditary?
I don't think so.
No, horror movie that she was I'm not a big horror movie guy, but I really liked it. And again, her role as the matriarch in that was kind of one of those mom holding it all together kind of roles. Yeah. So I thought that she was fantastic there. So, but yeah, I think that's kind of where she shines. She's great in other stuff. She's great all around. The United States of Terror was a great show.
It was a series.
Really just showed her range as an actor, and it was fantastic. But I think that this, harried mom is just kind of how I think of her most, and I think that she shines.
Very good.
So those are
your three. Toni Collette. Let's just maybe take a little moment here to encourage people to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, we got the thing. He's doing that because
I'm just doing this. It's a weird motor skill that I have.
It took forever to teach him how to do that. So we're
like and subscribe.
Proud. So weird. My watch just did a weird thing. Strange.
It's this motion. Thing.
It set it up. That's what it is. I close my rings doing that in the old Apple Watch thing. So folks, like and subscribe and comment, and we'd love to hear from you. And
my Toni Collette movies, and I'll say this right now. I'm not going to say I'm rocked back on my heels.
No.
Because I'm not wearing my high heels today.
Yeah, thank you.
I know. It's the reason it's just giving me pauses. This is going to be the first time that we've had two movies in our top three list that I'm sitting here thinking, wow,
that is
so yeah.
That's not happened before.
No, it hasn't happened here yet. First. All right, so I'll do the two that overlap, and then I'll say the one that's different.
Yeah, I'm curious what that third one is.
Let's go with Sixth Sense.
Okay.
Sixth Sense, and exactly, this is the second time that we've mentioned it. We did mention him earlier. We mentioned the movie earlier with Bruce Willis. And the interesting thing about this one is the three major characters, Bruce Willis, Toni Collette, and Haley Joel Osment. We've mentioned it as a Bruce Willis role, and we've mentioned it as a Toni Collette role. And I would say the best performance of the three of them is actually Haley Joel
Oh,
Osment.
yeah.
which is
So
kind
when
of
we do the
interesting.
Haley Joel Osment show, that's when we'll really delve into his.
It'll be the trifecta
stellar
on that one.
performance.
It'll
Yeah,
be all
we'll
three.
do it. We'll do him and Ethan Hawke on the same day.
If we get another angry letter from Mrs. Ethan Hawke's mom there, Mrs.
Yeah.
Hawke, oh, enough.
I'm so proud of my boy. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, tell me about Toni Collette and the Sixth
Okay,
Sense.
Toni Collette in The Sixth Sense.
What you a little bit, it's obviously kind of reiterating some of the things that you mentioned. There's obviously, you know, a wonderful relationship between a mother or any parent, but a mother and a child. And in this case, it's her only child. And he's got some issues, and that's, which is the whole thing which precipitates the whole movie. It's like she's the one who gets the Bruce Willis character to help things. So there's a concern there. And as you say, she's carries it all on her shoulders. And then there's this loving relationship, but there's a couple of times where she's kind of at the end of her rope.
Yeah.
And the one she's going to be, you know, maybe a little short with, a little sharp with, is her son.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's some of those scenes.
But I think that's very real.
Yes,
it's
no,
very
exactly,
real. Where
exactly. And she's frustrated because it's also, is he just a boy who's getting on her nerves? You know, her son, her child, getting on her nerves. How much is it related to the whole problem that he's having?
Yeah, seriously.
And then so she has to deal with it because it's not just his problem.
Yeah,
it's her
his
concern,
problems are her problems.
Her problem.
And yeah, she's getting to the end of her rope, I think is a great way to put it. There's not a parent out there who is not hidden in the bathroom just wanting 10 minutes to just, can I have 10 minutes?
Calm Blue Ocean.
Yeah,
Calm Blue Ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And there's that one scene, and it's,
you know, and if you've seen the movie, there's a scene in there which I can, and it's been a little while since I've seen the movie, and it still sticks with me, is the whole scene. I want to say that they're in a car, and she's alone with her son, and because he sees dead people, it's his grandmother that he's talking about, and she just melts and just kind of shakes it all when the realization that the boy is really telling some personal stuff to her about her own relationship with her own mother. And that's just the great, you know, it's just a wonderful scene, and she's tremendous in it.
Yeah.
And so like
really
that always sticks with me.
Yeah.
So Sixth Sense, so we
right.
agree on that one. The other one is Little Miss Sunshine, which I really enjoy that movie. It's a good movie, and as you say, she's taken it upon herself more so than anybody else in that family. Of like, I guess I'm gonna have to be the one that's gonna hold us all together. And if you haven't seen any of these movies, you know, please, you know, take the 2 hours or whatever it is to see some of these movies,
because they're really good.
Yeah, they are good. And so Little Miss Sunshine, you have the added pressure where they had recently, you know, before the movie starts, they had to take in the grandfather, which would be
Alan Arkin.
Alan Arkin, that would be the Greg Kinnear's role, his father.
So they get him for drug use or something like that.
Yeah,
he was like
some
snorting heroin.
Community.
He was in a retirement community. Yeah. So then they have to take him in. And then
it's so tough to bring them up after a certain age. It really is.
So she's dealing with that, and then as the movie starts, or toward the very beginning, they have to take in the Toni Collette character's brother, who is tried to commit suicide,
Yeah.
personal issues, failed relationship, things like that.
So now she's, there's 2 extra people in the family trying to hold that together.
Yeah.
The motivational speaker husband of hers,
It's just so
he tries to
so
make it work,
cringy.
but you're right, he's kind of in a weird, irritating way, and also still trying to be that positive message that he does as a life coach, motivational speaker, and it's like it just drives everybody else crazy. And then of course they have to go on the road trip because they're going to go for the beauty pageant, which is just a whole other weird thing, because just the whole idea of these like young
so
girls
weird.
doing this thing, which is just that's just a weird
That's
thing.
a whole other
But
creepy
she
thing.
holds it together. She's strong.
Yeah.
Even though she's definitely they're all individual personalities and very well acted. But there's a point toward the end. I think you just watched it last night, so yeah. There's that point where it's like everybody else is getting this idea that, oh, we've been walking around backstage here at this beauty pageant, and this is freaking us out. This is not the thing that we should let Olive do. And so they're trying to like, so who did you go to? Well, we got to go to Mom because she's the mom.
Yeah.
And we got to like try to convince her this isn't the right thing. We got to do it. And she's just basically kind of like,
Leave
at
her
that
alone.
point, like let Olive be Olive. We just let this happen.
Which I think is really great, because she just sort of like, as a parent, you just really, at some point, you need to let the kid decide if this is the ledge they want to jump off into and really take that risk.
And if it's going to make you uncomfortable, don't do it.
So be it. But that's how the kid is going to grow.
Right.
And that's so important. And the Abigail Breslin character, Olive, she is so confident. And she's just like, I'm gonna do this, and she gets out there and she kills it. Again, if you've never seen it, it's a great scene. Yeah. And it's very surprising and shocking. It's really fun.
Yes, it is.
And it's the
fun.
family just kind of congeals at that point.
Yeah.
And it's great. Now I really think it's the first time in the entire movie that the whole family is on the same side.
Yeah, the family like has to, in an artificial way, come together every time the VW bus breaks down. But that's only because they have to survive. So they're all just doing it to get this van, the bus, moving. But you're right. At the end is when when they all band together through the heart. Yeah. They're all just doing.
And I think that the several times there's this little thing to either remind you or tell you. They're driving this old VW bus, and the clutch has some issues, so they have to kind of push it to sort of push start. If you've ever driven a stick, you know how this works. So they have to push start it, get it into gear, and then go. And they're fighting tooth and nail like throughout the whole thing. Yeah. But then there are these times that they need to stop, and just for their own survival, for lack of a better word, they need to be a team.
They have to band together
and go together. And I think that more and they have to do it, and they just it's just like, look, basically we need to be together if we're going to move forward as a family.
Yeah.
And symbolically, I think that that's the lesson in this movie, is that no matter what's going on, that when you're a family like that, you've got you take the good, you take the bad.
You got
you've got to all just kind of, this is going to sound corny as hell, but you've got to push together to go forward, right? I'm sorry, I was just...
Frank has a heart.
I do have a heart. Yeah, I do. It's black.
It's black.
But it's still there. So that's good.
It is holding a place in that empty cavity.
Yeah, well, otherwise I would just put, change stuff like that. So, but and I really enjoyed that. It's as
I'm glad that it's so fresh with you too.
Yeah,
because you just
because there are things that I totally, like, there are little scenes that I had totally forgotten that were really, really funny. Yeah. And then just sort of the overall kind of theme of it all, and seeing the way they execute the ideas in the movie, I thought was
And
really
each
great.
person really has their own very specific character. All three dimensions, each character is well rounded the way it's written and well acted. All of them did a great job. But so now we get to the
What's your
the third Toni Collette one is Muriel's Wedding.
And
that would be number 4.
yeah, and it's just a great thing, and it's one of her early movies.
I think that's the one that
And
kind
it's
of
the springboard. Yeah, it's the
catapulted
springboard. And the interesting thing too about Toni Collette is if, like the last, 15 years or so many of the movie roles that we see her in, she's been acting in American movies.
Yeah.
So she has to adopt an American accent, but she's actually Australian. So when you hear her speak, if you could hear her speak as Toni Collette, you realize, oh, she's Australian. She's not American. And so when you see Muriel's Wedding and try to watch,
you get the full
Wedding,
Toni.
you get the whole Toni, right? So you get this Australian young woman, and actually in that one, she's the eldest daughter, I guess, and that's not a good home life either.
No.
There's like the father, he's a piece of work. That guy, he's so domineering and just he's greedy, but he's just anyway. So, and the poor mother in that one. That's anyway. But
In my head, I'm sorry to interrupt. In my head, I always meld, because it's been so long since I've seen both of these movies. I always sort of mesh that in with my Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, really? Okay.
They really do in my head. Like, I really need to watch both of them to just sort of reset that in my head and bring them apart.
No, yeah,
but
you should watch
I do,
Muriel's
because there are
Wedding
things
again,
like some of the family stuff. I'm like, is that Muriel's Wedding or is that my Big Fat Greek Wedding? I need to watch both.
Well, the interesting thing too about Muriel's Wedding is,
I don't know if it's because it's Australian. It perfectly rides this line without getting too maudlin, without getting a little too depressed and overly serious, and just like, oh, what an awful situation this could be. And it doesn't go too far on the satire, but it's still funny, and it kind of goes right there, and I don't know, it's very well balanced. But the Toni Collette character, who's Muriel,
And it's her wedding.
at some point, yeah. But the other thing that I just love about it is it's not exactly like she's completely innocent, because the movie, the reason she's able to kind of get away from her family is that she basically takes a blank check that her mother has given her for a very specific other use and just goes away on a holiday. She just takes off with the money.
Good for Muriel.
Yeah, good for Muriel. So and it's fun. And the other thing that's interesting, if you haven't seen it, or in your case, if you haven't seen it in a while, I know it's at least 5 years before, so I can't say if this is one of the first movies to do this, but it embraces ABBA and ABBA music.
Okay.
And it kind of gives it a little rebirth, because her life, she's kind of reclusive in a certain way. She has these just vapid, shallow friends who are mean to her, and she just doesn't have anybody else sometimes, and so she kind of hangs around with people who just don't treat her very well. But eventually she does. When she goes on vacation, she does meet another young woman who she had gone to school with a long time ago and hadn't seen her in a while, and she kind of has a better appreciation of things and is able to. But up until then, she's kind of living her life through ABBA songs, and it's probably 4 or 5
Haven't we
years
all?
before the play Mamma Mia or the musical Mamma Mia and that sort of thing. So I'd like to think that maybe it gave a little bit of a jump start in someone's imagination to.
Well, you know
to
who really
rekindle it.
wins in this whole thing? ABBA. of
ABBA, you
course.
said it.
So I think it sort of brings out all of
Bjorn.
our, I think it brings out all of our inner dancing queens.
You said it. You
So-
said it.
Yeah, good one. Muriel's right. Like I said, that probably would have been my my fourth one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. So hey, folks, little reminder: like and subscribe. I'm just giving Peter an extra minute or two to think about that movie we talked about earlier.
He's trying
So
to
please
come
like and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we don't want you to miss new episodes coming up. So, all right, Peter, you're on the hot seat right
Okay.
now. So just to give the
right.
criteria again. So it's a movie that
Yes.
it's one of these like
Yeah.
you should see it because you
Yeah.
know that it's great.
Or you've heard everybody
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
everybody-
it. You've
it's
just
just-
never seen
You've
it.
just never gotten around. Even when you've had an opportunity, you'd be just like, you know what?
Not
I
yet.
can always see that.
Yeah.
You just sort of set it aside, not
Sure.
for any reason.
No.
It's just like, I'll
Yeah.
get to that. Would it help you if I did mine?
No,
you
I've
did?
got this one.
All
and
right.
I'll be honest. It's I'm not going to say shame. I don't have shame that I haven't seen this movie. I'm a little embarrassed. I'll be honest. This movie's been out for a while, and I've never
All
seen
right.
it yet.
All right.
And okay, here goes.
Wow,
This is the first time in public. First time in public.
Drum roll. No. You
If
thought
only we had a
You thought
drum.
that we were going to use the drum finally, didn't you?
Ain't gonna happen.
Not yet. Yo, when it happens. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, my movie that I still need to see before I die
Mhm.
is E.T. I have not.
Really?
I have never seen the
That is
movie.
Shameful.
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, that is.
I know
that
it.
is-
I know it.
That is such a great movie. And do you know what you're missing out on?
No, I know I'm missing out.
All right.
I plan on
Not-
seeing it. I've just never seen it yet. It's not like I'm
only-
avoiding it.
Not exactly, and that's kind of the point of the question. But not only are you missing out on a great movie, you're also missing out on all of the fun little like pop culture references
yeah.
that will
Yeah.
bring it up every now and again. We were talking about this the other day when we were talking about Silence of the Lambs, and our friend Bree hadn't seen it. I said, "No, you have to see it because not only is it a great movie, it's also like a pop culture treasure trove
Yeah.
that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
always going
Yeah.
to hear
Yeah.
hear little things from, and then you're gonna go, oh, I get that reference now. So yeah, really, E.T.
No,
my,
it's just one of those things, and I'll be honest. I sit here in front of you people, in front of you, and I'm admitting it, and
mine's
boy,
gonna be worse.
I feel better
Mine's
about
gonna be
myself
worse.
already.
But,
so I will see it someday.
E.T. was one of those movies that my daughter Lily she called it the rabbit movie because at the very beginning they're in the woods and there's a rabbit.
Okay.
And then she was really young when we tried to introduce it, and the E.T. creature kind of freaked her out, and she was like,
okay.
"Nope, I'm out."
Yeah.
She's like, "I hate that rabbit movie," because I'm like, "Wait a minute, when did you see Watership Down?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, when did that happen?
You
Who
mean
let that
animated?
happen? Oh my God, who let that happen?"
Watership.
Anyway, so but yeah, E.T. is
Yeah.
a fantastic
Anyway,
movie.
all right, so that one's my.
Do you know?
I'm not
mine?
going to say shame, but
What?
that's my thing that I have not seen yet,
So,
and I know
okay.
that I know I'm going to see it. I just haven't.
All right. Mine is, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. But I don't. Well, you know,
If you
know
pull
what?
the Band-Aid
I'm not
right
gonna-
off.
I'm not going to sort of qualify it. With
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
I'm just going to say, Citizen Kane.
Really?
Yes, I know. I'm such a huge
Well,
movie guy.
You were probably in prison at the time it came out, so I can
Probably.
understand.
Yeah.
I can
So-
understand a little bit of why. But
So yeah, I've just never, and
Really?
it's come across like on streaming services. I
Sure.
see it, and I'm just like, and I really even.
I'll be happy to watch that with you someday.
I just recently watched Mank. which is about the
Which
writing
is right.
of
That
Citizen
team
Kane.
in the
And
back, yeah.
when I heard that movie was coming out, I was just like, you know what? This will be it.
This
This will be the time.
Oh, the time.
Because
It'll
I'm
dovetail so
I'm
nicely.
definitely gonna really watch Citizen Kane, and then I'm gonna watch Mank. And then I saw that Mank, was on like Netflix, and I'm just like, I'm gonna watch Mank, and I was just like, bro, maybe I should watch Citizen Kane first. I'm like, no,
I've gone this long.
I'll pick it up. I'll be just like, you know what? Maybe having watched Mank, I'll appreciate Citizen Kane more. I don't know, but yeah,
you
we'll
Yeah.
we'll try to get to Citizen Kane. But
Yeah.
that's my I really should see it before I leave this mortal coil.
I love, as a lot of people do, love Citizen Kane. My only knock, and it's only because time has gone by, and there have been, obviously progressions and improvements in things. So sometimes the hair and makeup with the Kane character himself as he's gotten a little older. That's the only thing where you just kind of look and you go, okay, I know that they got a 20-something-year-old man and they got to progress him. They got to age him.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing. And to be honest, at the time,
No.
this probably wasn't a thing even.
Which makes
really
it even
focused
more
on.
incredible that they were able to bring,
Yeah.
spoiler here, folks, for The Mandalorian. So if you want to step away for a second. Okay. Makes it even more incredible that they could bring like Luke Skywalker, young Luke Skywalker. back
Doing
to
what
The
they can do
Mandalorian.
now with the de-aging.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Or going the other way, aging, but
Yeah.
in that case,
de-aging.
de-aging,
What they've been
and
able to
the
do.
Citizen Kane aging. But yeah.
So if you had stepped away, you can come back now. Spoiler over.
If you've stepped away,
over.
please come back
Please,
now.
yeah, come back. So, all right, yeah. So that's pretty good. And you know what? It's one of those things where, like, you always hear that the whole Rosebud thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen, there's always been like little
Yeah,
jokes
you've
or
probably-
pop culturally. I
Yeah.
kind of get when something is referencing Citizen Kane.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way with E.T. I mean, I know what stuff looks like in the movie because of movie stills and things like that.
What you have to avoid though, when you do finally see it, make sure you see the one that hasn't been like remastered, because there's one scene where there are government guys chasing them, and initially when it was released, these FBI guys are like running around chasing after children with guns. And and then in, I don't know, 2003, 2004, so early 2000s, they re-released it, but they changed those guns to they're running around with, no, I know, right? They're running around with walkie-talkies.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
okay,
but it was the 80s, so it's just like, we're gonna chase after kids with guns. Don't worry about it. It's
okay.
fine. If you were a kid in the 80s, you were chased around by the police with guns.
just a slow
It's just how
Tuesday.
exactly
Hey, it's the way it
how
rolls.
was. So yeah, folks, that's our show with Toni Collette. Who are we gonna do next? You got the bucket?
I got the bucket
Got the
right
bucket.
here. You know why?
Yeah.
I paused for effect because
That was good. That was
it's still new.
Very
to
nice.
us.
No, for a second you were just like, "Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket?" Hey, let's do that thing where we recap and I forget everything you said.
Well, I was stalling for time, to be honest, because I'm sitting there thinking there was only one that we
There's
didn't
one-
agree on, and it's the
Well, something
one
we
I
didn't
can't
agree-
remember.
So, all right, your three were Muriel's Wedding, Sixth Sense, and Little Miss Sunshine.
You got it. And your three were Little Miss Sunshine, Sixth Sense, and
Really? You don't remember?
I'll think about it. No,
Are you
I'm
serious?
trying right now. I am.
It's a movie. It was all right. I'm going to give you a hint.
It might not
Toni
help
Collette,
at this point.
And it's the story is kind of about a boy.
Yeah, it's
who meets
about a boy.
There
Ah,
it
yes,
is.
okay.
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
yes.
ding. On to the bonus round.
Is there a boy in that movie?
There is. Well, he's about a boy. So give me this. You get to pick up
Gotcha.
this time. So
Oh, okay.
get a good one.
Get a good one. Ethan Hawke, here
Hell
we
to
come.
No.
Okay.
No, that's good.
No. It's
Yeah,
good.
no, I like that.
They're all
Oh,
good.
good. That means I get to go watch a fun movie. 'Cause one came
At
along
least
and I
one.
had At least one. Yeah. So, all right, folks. That's our show on Toni Collette. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Tell all your enemies. Tell all your enemies' friends about us.
Yeah.
And
subscribe,
like and subscribe,
share, comment. Give us your comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Take care.